Hello everyone, I have a really cool box set to show today. One of my favorite shows of all time, my ultimate comfort food show, is Bewitched with Elizabeth Montgomery, and this is the Sony release of the complete series. And this is a slightly older box set. You can very easily now find, even at stores like Walmart and Target and things like that, the newer Mill Creek complete series box set. And the series is also released by Mill Creek and Sony in individual seasons. I have the entire series on Mill Creek on the individual or the 2-season releases, and I really wanted the Sony set though because it does have slightly better picture overall than the Mill Creek set. It definitely doesn't seem to be as much as an effect by compression and things like that. It definitely looks a little bit better. I really wanted the second set of this season for this show for me to be the set, and it's definitely a beautiful box set. I love how the cityscape goes on the inside, so even just aesthetically, even if it was exactly the same as the Mill Creek instead of better, I would prefer to get this box set. There's Serena there, absolutely probably my favorite character in the whole show, aside from obviously Sam, of course played by the same person. This is a really cool box set, folds out. There are a couple of negatives, but overall, this is a great way to get the complete series and a great way for me personally to have another set of it. The two negatives are, one, the way the discs are stacked. You have these cardboard protectors in here because the entire series is released in these huge stacks on top of each other of the DVDs. I haven't noticed any of them being scratched. They all seem fine. They're not really rubbing or anything. So as far as them being stacked, it's pretty safe and secure, but it's definitely an inferior packaging to having the older DVD sets, the releases. Like here's one of the Mill Creek sets, the 2-season combo packs. They release them individually and then in 2-season combo packs. And these, definitely a superior way of storing the actual discs. But yeah, I do really like the way this box set looks, and I do think the actual quality, the playback quality is a little bit better when I was putting it up on my big projector downstairs. The other big drawback and why you might want some additions to this or another set if you're a big fan of the show is that season 1 and 2 in this set are the colorized versions. And again, that's all just personal taste, whether that is a negative for you or not. For me, I really don't like colorized, whether it's TV or movies or whatever. I like things the way they were originally filmed, and not just nostalgically or whatever. Aesthetically, I think the way things like lighting and everything is handled, if you know something is going to be presented in black and white, is a little bit different than if it's being shown in color. And certain things just look better with that aesthetic because that's the way they were originally filmed. And the other thing is, colorized, there's different degrees on how good it looks, but in general, especially for TV shows, and it's very noticeable these first 2 seasons of Bewitched, it never looks quite right. The colors are always just a tiny bit off. There, you'll see some behind-the-scenes photos and things of certain things that have been colorized, and clothing and hair and skin tones and everything are just slightly off what they are realistically. Even if you watch, say, an episode from Bewitched and then what that was originally in black and white, watch a colorized, watch a true filmed in color episode, and it looks a little different. Everything looks a little off. To me, it's always has this weird feeling of like a layer of paint over something. So I never really like that aspect, but overall this is a fantastic set. I was super happy to have it. I love the way it looks, and it's a great piece for the collection. It's a great way for Bewitched. But if you want there to have the whole thing with those black and white versions, again, there's a couple things you can get just to add to it. There's of course the Mill Creek. Here's the season 1 and 2 pack, and there you go, there's the whole thing. Or Mill Creek also, there's the Mill Creek season 2, the individual season 2, and then before those, there was even the Sony, which in black and white, and there's also a color version. So Sony released them individually, both in black and white and color, the first 2 seasons. So this is the Sony version of that set, and then Mill Creek individual, and then the double packs are Mill Creek. So there are ways of getting those in black and white, and just kind of having, even just if you grab the Mill Creek, there you go. Just add one little set to the side, then you have the first 2 seasons in black and white. So great set. A few little imperfections, definitely the way the discs are stacked. This would definitely not ever be, for me, the only copy of the show that I would have because of that fact, but again, it's a pretty cool box set, and I'm happy to have it in the collection. I love Bewitched. It's definitely one of those shows that just makes me feel happy. It makes me feel, you know, comfortable and just calm. The number of nights that, like, that's the thing I watched before going to bed over the years probably has driven my wife insane already at this point, but yeah, I love Bewitched, and this is a really cool box set.